everyone, and welcome to the next session. I'm Wendy Almeida with Discover MarTech, and I have the pleasure of introducing our next speaker. But before we get started, we have a few quick tips for you. If you want to increase the size of the slides, click the box in the upper right-hand corner. You can click it again to shrink it. If you have any questions, type them into the Q&A box. After the presentation, the speaker will reach out to you directly to answer your questions. There are additional resources from Lytics in the resource box, as well as a PDF version of the slide deck. Take advantage of exploring and downloading these resources. Now I'd like to introduce our presenter. Athan Billias is the Marketing Technology Strategy Manager at Yamaha. He spent 10 years as a professional musician and writing original music with Jerry Martini and the Sly and the Family Stone. In 2018, he implemented the Lytics customer data platform to deliver personalized messages across multiple touchpoints. Athan will be speaking about sharing passion and performance, how Yamaha connects directly with their customers. Athan, I'll turn it over to you.
Great. Thank you so much, Wendy, and welcome everybody to Discover MarTech. So the topic of my webinar today is sharing passion and performance. And it's really about how Yamaha connects directly with our customers. So a little bit of background about Yamaha. Yamaha is an interesting company. We are actually two companies. So Yamaha Motors handles the motorcycles and the boats, and Yamaha Corporation of America that I work for is the music side of Yamaha. Yamaha is also interesting because, like many companies, we focus most of our sales through a dealer channel. And so for many, many years, we let our dealers communicate directly with our customers. But starting in about 2015, we realized we wanted to connect directly to our customers. And so we started to do digital transformation. And that's really what my webinar is about today. So let's get started. So at Yamaha, I think every company, you're probably listening to this, and you can relate to this from the mantra or the primary mission of your company. Our primary mission at Yamaha is to create more music makers and help people love music more. And that's kind of a cool reason to get up every morning. I wake up in the morning and I say, how can I help people to love music more? So that's what we do, and we wanted to figure out how to do that better. Yamaha, like many companies, has many divisions. We do pro audio, we do pro music, which includes guitars and drums. We do keyboards, acoustic pianos, band and orchestral instruments, and we also have an audio-visual team. So one of the things is we have an organization where we have 85 people in our marketing department, and they are all at different levels of being comfortable with digital technology. And so when we're selecting tools, that's one of the things we really have to take into account. So when we started this journey, it was interesting because Yamaha, again, like many companies, is a very engineering-driven company. And what we spent a lot of time doing is actually talking at our customers, not with our customers. We would actually give them messages that we thought were important rather than listening to them. So one of the important things that we've done when we enabled Lytics is we started to listen more to our customers and get direct feedback on what they wanted to hear and deliver the messages that they wanted at the right time so that we were personalizing our messaging to our customers. So this changed us from being a rational and factual brand, and what we're trying to do now is become more emotional. We want to know our customers so deeply that we can connect with them on an emotional level. And it seems kind of counterintuitive, but you have to use data to know your customers to be able to address them in an emotional way. And that's why a customer data platform is so important. So how did we start on this digital transformation journey? Well, we started off actually by starting with a voice of customer program. We selected Qualtrics, which is a market research platform, and we started to ask our customers questions, we also established a center of excellence. We're establishing multiple centers of excellence at Yamaha for each of the different MarTech tools that we have. So that's a big part of our role. And one of the things I'm going to be talking about is how the tools are important, but it's really the people who really make or break digital transformation. So we use Qualtrics to gather data on U.S. customer needs, and it had an immediate impact on our products. We started to feed back that information directly to the engineers at Yamaha Corporation of Japan, and they would change the features set of the products based on input from the U.S. market. So this is a famous slide. I think a lot of people are pretty familiar with this. This is a slide that shows the over 8,000 different MarTech tools that are available, and it's easy to select your MarTech stack. What I typically do is I get a couple of darts and I just throw it at this picture, and then I select whatever comes up. No, that's actually not the right way to do it. So this is a slide that Lytics helped me put together. This is Yamaha's customer journey, and we'll walk through this, and you'll see how the customer data platform really sits at the center of everything that we do. When people start off, they might consider that they're thinking about perhaps playing music, or maybe they want to take up a sport as a hobby. They might want to get into gaming. There's a lot of choices out there for entertainment. So they go to consider. So when they start to do that, we serve them YouTube, Facebook, Google Ads. And one of the things that we do with Lytics is we use segmentation that is built into Lytics to build lookalike audiences in those different platforms. So we're not just spraying out ads, we're using data to control the ads that are being served to those customers. On the next step, they start to evaluate, and one of the things that I'll show you later on is how we use Lytics to deliver content that is perfectly suited to that particular customer's needs. That's a very strong part of the Lytics platform is content affinity. As they start to evaluate more, then we start to do segmentation, sending them targeted emails via our .digital email service provider. And you'll see a lot of the integration. I'm going to be talking a lot about how we integrate these tools together. When they buy, we use Magento for your typical transactional triggers and abandoned cart. After they bought, we go back to them and we get them to register their product. After they've registered, we do surveys with Qualtrics. So this is a whole circle of engaging the customer at every point along the customer journey. And finally, when we get to the point where they're bonding, then we use Sprinkler, which is our social media platform. That's where you really get that one-to-one touch with the customer because it's social media where they're really engaged and giving you feedback. So let's talk a little bit about data flow. We have a customer information and access management system that's homegrown. And in talking to a lot of different companies, very often you will have parts of your MarTech stack that you actually developed yourself. That presents some challenges because you have to build your own APIs. We have a thing called My Account, which I'll explain a little bit about. And then we send data from My Account into Lytics and then send that data from Lytics into .digital. And just recently, we've enabled an API to send information from .digital back to Lytics. So now inside of Lytics, we can track what emails the customers opened, what links in that email the customers clicked through. So all of this is building up more and more data in your customer data platform to really, once again, know your customer at an extremely deep level. So this is a little bit of what is in My Account. This is, on our website, you can go in and you can select preferences for what products you're interested in. The other thing that we do is we have implied interest. So this is an explicit interest. The customer can tell us that they're interested in, for example, digital pianos. But we also have implied interest, and implied interest allows us on the back end to say that customer went to a clinic about digital pianos, or they participated in some sort of initiative. They did a rebate. They participated in some sales promotion. And then we can tag them with their implied interest in the digital pianos. And we use those sets of data to segment our customers. We also try to get some more psychographic information. This is one thing that's interesting to me. This is something that tells us how your household as a whole is engaged with music. And for us, that's a really, really, really powerful data point, because there's really only two types of people. There's people who have never played a musical instrument, and most people who have never played a musical instrument, they all say that they would like to do it, but maybe they're afraid of doing it. Or there are people who have played a musical instrument and they're not doing it anymore, but they have that experience. And then, of course, there's the people who are actively engaged. So here's a quick example of some of the things that we can do. Once we know that this person is interested in guitar, we also can tell from the data inside of the customer data platform that they own an Apple device, because that's something that is a data point inside of Lytics. Then we can serve them a modal on our website that is targeted to people who are guitarists who own iOS devices. Now I'm going to move on to content affinity. This is one of the parts of Lytics that is always fascinating to me. It uses machine learning, and it develops on its own 500 topics. And those topics have different interrelations between them. And then we can use that content affinity to serve modals to the customer very, very, very targeted. So here's an example. Again, using all different kinds of data, we're able to identify people who have Google devices and are also potential customers for our MusicCast systems, which are systems that do networking inside of your home. At the same time, we can serve on the same web page, we can serve another modal to people who are interested in Spotify. Or AirPlay. So this is, again, we're getting to the point where we're getting much more personalized in the message that we're sending, and we're also able to deliver simultaneously different messages to different people on the same web pages. So here's a final example of some things that we can do, which are pretty cool. We make some speakers that are outdoor speakers. So that's a very segmented part of our customer database. And what we can do is, using Lytics, we can take articles from our blog, and then Lytics will go through and it will scrape our website, and it will pick up the title, the picture, the first set of copy, and the link. The important thing about this slide is none of this collection of content was actually created. It was created by the platform. One of the things that we have to get into is using technology to be able to deliver marketing at scale. And we have so many customers and so many products that we really need these tools that can automatically select and create content for us. So that's a real powerful part of what we're doing. So I'd like to talk a little bit about selecting your marketing stack. I've had a lot of experience doing that. One of the things that I've found is companies start off doing one thing, and pretty soon they end up doing lots of things. So everyone does everything, but when you look at it really closely, no one does everything well. That's my feeling. We try to pick what I call best in breed. So we try to select the customer data platform that's the best solution for that, the email service provider that's the best solution for that. In each stage of the marketing stack, when we do the selection, we try to get the best in breed, if that makes sense. And this is just a personal opinion, but one of the things that's very important to me is integration and support. And integration means Does it have off-the-shelf APIs to be able to connect the different parts of your marketing stack together? And support is important because, again, we have over almost 100 people who are using these tools. They need to be able to go on a website and look and get the answers to their questions on what the platform does without always emailing me, quite frankly. One of the great things about Lytics is on the support pages, when you look at the data and the explanations of how the features work, it's actually using the actual data from your account, which is very unique. So when you go in and you look at scoring, for example, you're seeing the actual scoring data from your account inside of Lytics. So it makes it real to people. Just a couple of things. I mean, Yamaha has been through more change in the last year and a half than it probably has been through in its 138 years of being in business. And that was before we all had to learn how to work remotely. So change is a good thing. But one of the jobs that you have as being that evangelist for digital transformation is helping to people deal with change, helping people to absorb the tools, and helping people to really change the way that they think about how to do business. So my rule of thumb is select the right tools, connect the right tools, prototype solutions, document the process, and help people manage change, because that is so important. And that's really, if I have one thing that I would like you to remember, digital transformation is not just about tools. It's really about people changing their mindset to be truly customer-centric and really changing their mindset in how they think about marketing in a very fundamental way, which is, of course, change is hard to do, and you have to help people to manage that. So what's next for us? A comprehensive view of our customers across tools and channels, personalized content and product recommendations on site, and behavioral and affinity segmentation in email. And this slide was done about 3 months ago, and we're already doing all of that. So once again, my job is to create more music makers and help people love music more. And thanks to the folks at Lytics, we're able to bring that personalized messaging to people in a way where we're delivering messages to them at the time when they want it and the messages that they do want. And that's why customers appreciate it. There is so much noise out there. You just can't keep sending messages randomly to people. You have to target those messages very precisely using data. So thanks very much. And I'll turn it back over to Wendy.
Really informative. Really appreciate you being here today. For attendees, as a reminder, you can download a copy of this slide deck in the Resource Center, which is in the green icon at the bottom of your viewing console. Stay tuned for the next session, which you will find in the Engagement Hub. Thanks for watching.